What is your name?
Victoria.
And what year in school are you?
I'm a freshman at UT.
And how long did you live in Austria for?
I lived in Austria for basically most of my life until about 4 years ago.
And then why did you live in Austria?
I lived in Austria because my family decided to move there, mostly because of my dad's job. So.
Do you have family that lives in Austria?
I do not have family that lives in Austria currently.
In your opinion, what are 3 ways that the American and Austrian cultures differ?
I believe that Austrian culture differs from like the U.S. culture in food, like the way, not like the way we eat, but the things we eat, and a lot of our like meals are usually like together. This is in high school. We just have like one standard, I guess, type of education that is like given to everyone. And the third way would be just like the lifestyle, the interaction between people. I just feel like there is a very warm and like comfortable type of like interaction here that might be like feel different in Austria. I was just very pleased with that here, I guess.
What topics are considered taboo in Austria?
I'm not exactly sure. We don't necessarily have anything that's like taboo, but I would say like the other way around, what's something that isn't taboo there, that is highly taboo here, is like just the idea of smoking, like smoking cigarettes. There it's very culturally like accepted, and actually a lot of like teens are very like pressured into it over there, unlike here.
And what are some norms in Austrian culture?
I guess norms over there is just when people get breakfast, they like go to the local bakery or the local like small stores, just like grab some food. And unlike here, it's sometimes a little bit more hectic in the morning, where you just kind of like grab and go whatever's in the pantry or in the fridge.
What are some popular foods in Austria?
Austria is actually really known for its basically pork, but it's called a schnitzel. And usually families in Austria, they eat it for like lunch or dinner, like almost as regular as people eat like hamburgers here.
Is there any customs with food that differ from the U.S., like the times you guys eat or anything?
From what I've experienced, when it comes to food, families in Austria always make sure that they eat together every day and for pretty much every meal of the day. So that's the difference that I saw.
How do hand gestures in Austria differ from American ones?
Actually, there's one that I've noticed is in school, when here you raise your hand, in Austria, like you raise like your index finger and like middle finger. I don't know why, but like it's just like a different way to like, I guess, call attention to the professor or the teacher.
What are some fun things to do in Austria?
In Austria, there's so many like museums and like cathedrals and just churches that you could visit, because Austria is very like Roman Catholic when it comes to religion. So it has a lot of like culture and history behind it. So it's actually one of the famous like tourist attractions there.
What are your favorite places to go in Austria?
I'm actually from a small town that's pretty close to Vienna, which is like the capital of Austria. And in Vienna, there's just so many things to do. It's a lot of like sightseeing. The main river that like flows through Vienna, you can like explore, and just like I said earlier, like the churches and like the architecture itself is just beautiful.
And how do you think your experience of living in a different country influences your view of American culture now that you live here?
Well, it influenced in a way that I could compare it, how there's like both benefits and I guess disadvantages to living there compared to here. But it kind of gave me like a global view on how just how different people can interact because they're just from a different culture. It allows you to have a better understanding and I guess sympathize more of different cultures.
What do you think are the benefits and disadvantages?
When it comes to benefits, I would say it's what most people I would say think of when coming to the U.S. is that it opens a lot of doors, especially like opportunities when it comes to education. To the universities that you can pick from. Like the United States just is huge, and you can pretty much say your heart on anything you want and just strive for it, and you can most likely get there. There, on the other hand, in Austria is a really small country, and the only like known university, I guess, is the University of Vienna, and that university is very arts and communications like based. So if you wanted to do business, it wouldn't necessarily be the best school.